Tina. Oh, hi, Rudy. Hey, kitties. Oh, hi. Oh, what? Tina! Hello, everyone. My name is Caitlin Legospi, and the author of the young adult urban fantasy series Card Holders. First 5 books are out now if you'd like to check them out. And today I am going to go over how I look for in-person events. If you don't really have an idea of what I'm talking about, there are a number of in-person events that an author can attend. For example, book signings at bookstores, craft fairs, conventions, both book-related and anime-related, which I have done. And today I'm just going to go over how I go about that, because I have been asked by authors on Instagram specifically on how I look for these events, especially the more local ones. So I just thought I'd make a video specifically dedicated to that. And if you hear any background noise, that's because of this little one here. And this guy is just watching. What a good big brother. Without further ado, let's get into it. Hello, it's me again, wrapped up because I'm cold. So if the blanket brushes up against my microphone, I'm sorry, but a girl's gotta stay warm. So there are a few ways that one can search for events to attend as an author, to sell your books and just get your name out there. The first way that I did it personally was, of course, through Google. So you can Google just book events in my area, book events in your city or near your city if you want to travel or okay with traveling in state or even out of state for certain events, which I have done. Google for your first few shows will probably be your best friend. So just search not just book events but craft fairs if you feel like your books are relevant to it. Anime and pop culture conventions, I have done really well in that kind of setting because my books are vaguely anime inspired. Any anime fans out there, let me know what your favorite anime is. Mine, Hunter x Hunter. Currently, Blue Lock. I've always been a sports anime girly. Now, after Google, a great way to learn about other events still are actually on Facebook. So there are a lot of groups in Facebook solely dedicated to people posting their events there in that area. For example, there is one for the St. Louis area, for me right across the river, the Southern Illinois and Central Illinois area, and so on. So if you can find a Facebook group with craft fairs, for example, that is in your area, that'll probably be a gold mine of usually one-day events to, at the very least, try out. Me personally, I don't do well at one-day events because books are a finicky thing. It's all about personal taste for books, but that's also a great area to look at as well. As for the third way that I have found different events, it's talking to your booth neighbors at all of these different events. Chances are you will come across and meet a booth neighbor that has been doing these kinds of shows, craft fairs, conventions, book events, and so on for years now, and know the scene of your area pretty well by this point. So word of mouth, you'll likely get opinions on which craft fairs, for example, might do better for you versus others, which ones pull in a bigger crowd than others, which ones may be better organized than others, which is very important for sure. And also you'll discover ones that you haven't heard about before. I definitely have run into that. Like, I have lived in my area for 3 years now, and it wasn't until a year ago that I learned that there is a 3-day huge craft event that's probably literally 10 to 15 minutes away from where I am on the weekend of Thanksgiving. I unfortunately cannot do that event because we celebrate Thanksgiving on a Friday instead of that Thursday, but it was good to know. And when I say large, I mean large It's 400 plus vendors, according to the flyer. And that's already a really big artist alley for some anime conventions. So you might find varying sizes of craft fairs in your area when you are doing your search. Of course, after you find these events, you sign up for them, you pay the table fee, which highly depends on the event and the type of event. You go do these events. The next thing that you absolutely want to do is gauge whether or not you want to come back. If there's any chance that you'd want to come back based on how successful you were at that event or convention, really depends on the criteria that you set for yourself. For example, me, I have 3 very vague criteria that helps me personally determine if I want to go back to an event. Number 1 is vibes. If all of the vendors and the guests there are really cool people, for the most part, then I want to come back, especially if the event organizers are really nice people as well. So you want to make sure that you'll enjoy your time there too as a vendor. And the second one for me personally is how far an event is. I personally will only drive up to 30 to 45 minutes for a one-day event. Which is kind of negligible at this point because I don't do one-day events anymore. As for 2-day events, I will drive up to 45 minutes away for those. A lot of these are in the St. Louis area for me, across the river, and so far all of those have been worth it. As for 3-day events, up to an hour, because for those, it's wake up, eat breakfast, travel and set up if you haven't already set up the day before if the event allows for that anyway. And event ends in the evening, go home, eat dinner, go to sleep, rinse and repeat for the next 3 days until you have to tear down. For these, I am open to traveling across the country within about a 6-hour drive, since that's what I'm comfortable with, just depending on what I've heard about the show. Word of mouth, again, is very important. As for the third criteria, that would be money made. So a lot of these events, especially if they're new ones that I have just tried out for the first time, the criteria for a 2-day event, for example, will be I'd have to make back a little more than my table cost, for example. And then for much bigger ones, like 3-day conventions, for me to deem it worth it to go back the next year, if I am able to go back, would be I'd have to make at least double the cost that I paid for my table, for my space to be there. But yeah, those are just some things to consider, because you don't want to go back to a show that wasn't as successful as you would have liked it to be, and not just waste your time, but your money to be there to pay for that. And it actually really is it could be a big waste of time, because a lot of these events, especially if it's just for one day, can be at least 6 hours long. It really does depend, but that's 6 hours of your day just to be there, versus, coming in an hour or 2 early, depending on how long it takes to get your booth set up, to set it up, and then the hour or so of tear down afterwards. So it's a full day. It's a full day of just event stuff. Have those criteria in mind just to determine if you think it would be worth coming back. It's the main reason that I haven't done any one-day shows in a long time, because I just found it wasn't worth it for me. The 2-day ones and above are the sweet spots, specifically for me. And everyone's different. It's just a ton of trial and error. So the amount of trial and error that you would like to do, totally up to you. Keep an open eye and an open ear for any new events that you haven't been to yet, and talking to your vendor neighbors for information is definitely a great idea. In my personal experience, a lot of the vendors that I've run into and become friends with have been very, very nice and welcoming, and there's no like gatekeeping or anything of events that I've run into. I'm sure it's out there somewhere, but not here. But yeah, so those are the ways that I find events to sell my books at in my area. I know I didn't mention book signings. That is something that I personally would like to do a lot more of, especially when I get around to publishing brand new series outside of card holders in the future. It's a bit difficult to do now since I'm on the last book, and getting the traction for that is harder than doing so for the first book. But in terms of those, look for independent bookstores in your area. A lot of them do like talking to authors to see if you could do a book signing there. Some areas do get a lot of traction. It's just really exciting to have an author, big name or just starting out, their location, especially if the bookstore is genre specific and you happen to fit that genre. So a bit more research on Google for that as well. That's how I find my events, test them out to see if they're worth it. If you have any questions about it that I might be able to answer, I'm no expert by any means, please feel free to comment them down below. And hey, also let me know if you would be interested in seeing an event vlog. There are a couple coming up that I hope I'm still able to attend, and it would be very difficult, but I think very fun to vlog those and post my experience here on YouTube. But let me know in the comments below if that's something that you'd like to watch and witness and see me fumble in so many different ways. That'll be all for today, and well, I'll make sure to see you guys in the next chapter. Bye!